Good morning, judges. My name is Sumit Pillai. I'm here with my co-author Sumin Pillai. I'm here to talk about our paper, and it's titled Put Return Journal, and you'll understand why it's titled that as we go on. Next slide, please. Alright, as we were researching the market and the financial market, we understood, we noticed that there was a mispricing between the option prices and the news regarding the option prices themselves. So me and my brother here were quite interested about the topic and we researched about the same. Next slide, please. Now options is normally projected as this way of making money, like way of making crores and lakhs of rupees out of the blue. But originally it was not designed to do. The purpose of options was not to make money, rather it was designed to hedge funds for your for trading. Next slide, please. So let's understand what options actually are. Next slide, please. Alright, options are basically a contract that is issued to the asset holder, which states that the holder will sell or buy a particular security within a given amount of time. So this particular instrument has its own properties and rules. There are two kinds of options. There is call and put. Call is it's an agreement that states that the person will buy a particular security within a given amount of time, whereas put is it's a agreement that says that a person will sell the particular security within a given amount of time. Next slide, please. Alright, this is the graph that represents your risk to reward ratio if your portfolio is very Nifty saturated, if you go long on Nifty, and this is what your risk to reward would look like. It is very linear in nature. Whereas if you use options, if you use the instrument of options, next slide please, your portfolio would look something like this, where your risk to reward is more favorable toward the reward side. So this is a portfolio that's worth around 2 lakh rupees, and the maximum amount of loss that I can have here is around 10,900 rupees. So this is what happens when you use options. I'd like to hand it over to my teammate.
Thank you. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is what an option chain looks like. So if you get into a stock exchange website and you type in option chain, this is what it looks like. So in the green box, I've color coded for you. So the green rectangle box shows the strike price that talks about individual strike prices. And there are a few things that you can observe here, but I would rather concentrate on the LTP. LTP means the last traded price. And options have two different types. It's called out of the money and in the money. I would really love to go deeper because I love talking about it, but because of lack of time, I cannot. Next slide, please. Okay, so our paper is basically based out of these three formulas. I really love talking about these three formulas. One is the Black-Scholes, one is the Houston, and one is the stochastic volatility. So these formulas were published in across papers from 1970s and 1700s, and they really spoke about how to price options and how pricing works. And I mean, these might look complicated, but once you're in the field, it is kind of simple. Next slide. So literature review, yes, we both went over 25 research papers and n number of books. It is there in our paper. Please, next slide. That reference can be done. Okay, so what is our hypothesis? What is the basis of this hypothesis? As Sumit told earlier, we started with this question: does the market misprice something, and is there an opportunity that you can capitalize on this mispricing? So the first hypothesis that I stated was no. There is no additional risk premium on a monthly put option. That is what I stated first, and it went on became null. I rejected the hypothesis later on, and there was a second hypothesis which spoke about like delta neutral. Delta is one of the Greeks in an option. So these delta neutral strategies are of less significance, which means to tell that you cannot maybe make money over a period of time using delta neutral strategies. Yeah. So what did I do? How did I clutter all this data? So this research was held on S&P 500. S&P 500 is a index in the US stock exchange which has top 500 companies around the US stocks. And I took a time frame of 25 years. So it was from 1987 till 2012. So loads of data, 25 years worth of data. And you saw one single option chain and across 500 stocks. So it was GBs of data, right? So I needed to make it noiseless. I wanted it to be very precise and get the answers very quick. So I put it on Python and run few Python scripts and made sure the data is crisp and good for statistics. Let's go to the next slide. So then we come to Excel. So this is how we majorly use our data. So whatever formulas you saw in the previous slides were put onto Excel using VBA and made sure that it is statistically sound. So these are one of the 3D models that my VBA gives out. So this is how it looks. I mean, it looks a little colorful because I've made it look colorful so that it is attractive, but others it is just plain numbers. One more slide. Next slide. Yeah. So various models. So all the different dividend-paying stocks and non-dividend-paying stocks. All these stocks were clarified, and the data was made in such a way that it is very readable and statistically sound. Yeah. Next slide. So we come to the results. So what is the results then? Results were huge. So we got out very huge numbers. Judges have been presented with results that all these data sheets gave out. But before I go into the results, I just wanted to notify these jargons. What is put? What is ATM straddles? CNS spread and PSP spread tell. Okay, please go to the next slide. Yeah, so PSP slide is like a put in the money, put being sold, and out of the money, put being bought. And CNS is the same, but out of the money, put ratio differs. And at the money straddle is in long put and call. And out of the money put is just you're buying and out of the money put. Next slide. So yeah, as judges have results from various strategies, they have been stated in the p values and z values. So the results came out what we wanted. Last slide. Next slide. Yeah. So I didn't find any better way to put my results out. I didn't find any better way to put our findings out. So I just took a screenshot of my paper that we have written and sent it to the jury, telling that our the first highlighted part tells that we generally reject the first hypothesis. We were possible to reject the first hypothesis that put is mispriced, is usually overpriced because it is out of the money and it gives an ability to risk, to hedge your tail risk. And even so even the second hypothesis was proved to be null and void. Yeah. So thanks for questions. Thank you.